Okay. You just start in a pool of water. Was I born here? The hum of fluorescent lights calls to me. Dude, this just sounds like a dream to me, honestly. You're telling me there's a place I can fall into and end up in where there's no people? And it's quiet? I mean, besides the lights, but you can break the lights. You can break the lights. You wouldn't have to worry about them. Oh, itchy back. Oh. Nah, this would be a dream. You put up a little pop-up tent in here, you're gonna need some bedding. You don't want to sleep on tile. Trust me, it sucks. Take it from someone who's he's got good experience falling asleep on the floor. On Thursday, man, I was so tired. I think we had one too many drinks on Thursday. I ended up falling asleep, sitting up on the couch behind me. I woke up at like 8 in the morning and went to the bed, but I woke up like covered in eyeglass cleaner, which is a puzzle all in itself because I didn't wear my glasses on Thursday. I haven't been able to find my glasses for a couple days. You know what? That is a good fucking point. I was sitting right here using my glasses. I was streaming. I went to bed. Let me move some shit around on my desk here. Aha. I need to just start checking on my desk first. It was behind stuff. Are they decent? No. No, they're not decent. Not decent at all. If you wear glasses, do yourself a favor and go to the dollar store. Buy some of their anti-fog glasses wipe. I bought like 12 packs of 12 when I went there. It is the way to go. Get these good all scrubbed down. I was one of those people where people kept telling me that I should probably go and get my eyes checked because of how much of my life I grew up in front of a screen. Yeah, it still blows my mind. And it's like I didn't go because I could see fine, but then I decided to finally go and give it a shot. And I did need a prescription. And then once I got them, it's fucked up. Once I got them, I was like, holy shit. Is that what things look like? is that... I found myself doing like the whole... Even now, like I can read all the buttons on my Stream Deck. But as soon as I put my glasses on, they're like friggin' crystal clear. They're not blurry at all. I just thought that's how eyes work. What the hell even is this? You think there's fall damage in this game? I'm gonna die. Game does not want you to do that. Game's against it. I remember Rick showed me some really cool bands he's been in. What a talented guy. If you guys don't know, Rick Oakland streams also on Twitch. He's streaming progress for the development of Pyrotoad, a game he's working on with a friend, Johnny. really entertaining streams, and you learn a lot from them. You don't have to be a game dev in order to understand it either. Okay, now this part, I wouldn't like. I don't like being in pools by myself. There could be sharks in there, bro. Could be sharks in there, and then what? No one's gonna help you. No one's gonna come and help you with pool sharks. They're real, okay? I don't care what anyone says. They're real. There we go. Yeah, I know. They're very real and horrifying. I've seen documentaries. Everyone left the pool 5 minutes except for their 6-year-old kid. Next thing you know, pool shark. No way. No way. Do you think I can get in this? Oh my god. Can I ride the twisty slide? Please. Please let me have this. Yes! Okay. I don't know why people don't like the back rooms, dude. You get to go on the coolest twisty slides. I mean, there's no water in the slide, so the friction burn is very real, but come on. Come on. How can you not want it? How could you not like that? Is there any reason to? Oh, yeah. Okay. There's a little path over here we can take. I think there's fish in here. I think this is chlorinated feed. Oh, do you think this has the pool smell? I love pool smell, dude. Well, it's just a whole circle with water in it. Interesting. Can I get in there? No. Damn, the structural damage to that house is a real horror in this game. Okay. We got just more tunnel. There was another game that came out. I think it was called like Pools or something like that. And it was you going through an area with a bunch of pools. Yeah, let me the fuck out. They said there wasn't anything in the game, but I could have swore I just heard something big in the water. I don't like that. What a fine space. What a fine space to be. Got high ceilings. The real estate is just crazy. I don't know if I'm like... I must be going deeper into it. Man, those lights are huge. Huh? You guys get a working signal in here? Someone, the cable and internet guy had to come run phone lines through the back rooms. I'm coming. Coming. Yep. There is something big moving to my left. Don't like that. So I'm going to go off the assumption that it's just noise. I mentally cannot handle... Is that a person standing there? It's gotta be a mannequin, right? Well, that's horrifying. Marble men. Don't mind if I do. Are we just gonna... I'm gonna go check upstairs. You guys sit tight. Hey, man, I just want to say you got a really nice place here. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. This is exactly where you'd want to set up a little tent or something. You got a nice view, a nice waterfront view. All right, you guys behave. Got a nice closet here. You hang up your wardrobe and stuff in there. You put your coats and boots. Well, all right. Thank you for having me. I see you're both pretty shocked. Yeah, that's a shocked look. That's a shocked look if I've ever seen one. I don't really have a lot to say for that regard. That's how I look when I'm shocked about something. Well, peace. Thank you for having me. Really enjoyed my time. Are you gonna do the sound effect of something big being in here with me again? No? We're good this time? We're solid? My socks are so wet. I'm gonna get itchy feet, dude. I'm gonna get itchy feet. It's the worst. Thank you again. I enjoyed my time. Thank you. It was a lovely, lovely house. Oh, God, these stairs. Can we get some escalators in the back rooms? My knees. I got weak knees. Well, well, well. What do we got in here? More water. I didn't see that one coming. I just don't like the whole water thing. Water in a situation like this does make me uncomfortable, which sucks because there are people smarter than I am, less afraid, that would see this and be like, oh my God, infinite swimming pools. This is the greatest thing ever. I just can't get into that mindset. I just can't. I mean, they're right. That's awesome for the right type of person. That type of person just isn't me. What's that? What am I looking at right now? It's like a reflection, but... Was there oil in this water? Someone oiled the pool again. People are going to be so pissed off at that, you have no idea. No way. Oh. Oh. This is something I would do to my Sims. Just a water slide into a pool no one can get out of. What am I looking at? Is that a face? Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that installation. I don't like that art installation. Oh, you got a little schmeckle on your nose there. Yeah, that's wholesome. That's great. And they move. And they move. Do you move? I guess I'm going in. Okay. That sounds bad. That sounds bad in there. I don't... Maybe that's just like my brain messing with me. I'm gonna look this way. I'll run backwards. To know when I've hit the end. Yep, that's the end. So there's just miserable, horrifying sounds in the dark. Rad. You want me to go in his mouth? I can do that. I can make that work. I couldn't do that. Well, alright. I wonder where he went. I mean, it's interesting. But now I'm just like, where do I go from here? Oh, was this big door here before? I don't remember this room. I don't remember this. Oh, it's a rather big room. Lots of fun things. So all those big water sounds we heard before was just giant heads appearing to welcome me to the house and just see how I'm doing. That's good. Maybe they bring crackers, saltines, perhaps. They get a little bag of airplane cashews. Is it a stairwell? It is a stairwell. Okay. I don't know if there's a point to this game or if you're just seeing different places. Like, would I go down in there? Or do I go straight? Do they all lead to the same place? Is there a place you're going to? There's chapters for this game. Oh, that's where I came down and went to the nice house. Got to meet the Hendersons. It was dope. I just went to... We've been through this already. We've been through this already. They hang up by the time I get there. No one wants to talk to me. This game's so realistic. This game's so realistic. Nobody wants to talk to me. I don't, no further comment about that. Slide this up in there. Back into the good old water realm, huh? We're doing this again? Why not? Let's go for it. At this point, you should just bring a wetsuit into the back rooms. Oh. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. Really nothing, huh? Then we came through here and out here, and I think this was the giant head room. No, this was the giant slide room. The sim death area. Where do you think it goes to? This was the giant head room. I keep wondering, like, do you think the head's still under there, or do you think they despawn it? I'm betting they despawn it. I had to know. I had to know. I got my answer. Well, guess I'm just lost. I hate being lost in video games. Sometimes it's the developer's fault. A lot of the times it's my fault. It'd make me so happy if there was just a frog that showed up just to keep me company. He could keep him in my pocket. Do I have pockets? No, I got nothing. I got nothing. I got shoes. That's all I know. I could be completely naked besides shoes. Maybe I got water shoes on. Yeah, that's another successful loop by me. I'm gonna try going in here. I didn't go this way before. Huh. Could be something different. I could also be going backwards. I am going backwards. That's the house. I wonder if it's the same house. Like the house that we went into. Just it's like a smaller version of it. Like a model, if you will. And then here I think they played the sound of something big being in the water with me the first time I came through here. Then I went right. Did I just go the completely wrong way to begin with? The thing is, if it was at this point, I just went into the start menu, went into the game, and saw this, I probably wouldn't think. I would probably think this was all the game had. But the fact that it's the main menu, there is a chapters thing. Wait, why music? Why now? Don't do that. That's unwanted, unwarranted. Leave me alone with the buzz of my fluorescent lights. This water's green, dude. How long has this been here? That was another thing I was thinking of, but I didn't want to mention. There could be like brain-eating amoebas in here. Good bacteria. Another slide they won't let me use. Maybe I can climb up the slide. That slide's fun. What's that sound? Someone else using the slides? Oh, this is definitely a new way. Man, such high ceilings. You could do so much with this space. Whoa. Now that slide will kill you. This water's not that deep. It's certainly not deep enough for a 18-foot fall. 25-foot fall straight down into it. This water slide's called the Euthanizer. You get to be 85 years old, 95 years old. You're just sick of everything. You want it to be done with it. We put you in a glitter-covered swimsuit and put you down the Euthanizer. This is another dope water slide. I want to climb in it. No one's here, so we're allowed to do those things. And they won't let me. Breaks my heart. Breaks my heart in two. You guys would never understand the joys of being in a place like this by yourself. It just ends. This looks like a door I can go to. Oh, is this chapter 2? I don't know. Chapter 2 looks like it could be a lot like chapter 1. Okay. This room I don't like. I don't like this one. Something about it. Something about this one. I don't like all the bends. All the curvy bends. That's fine. Just remember, any sounds you hear are just sounds. I'm pretty sure this game said right in the game page that there's no entities. Exit. Good on them to install an exit sign. See, they're not totally inhospitable here. There's a little bit of some customer quality control going on here. You know, if you built a space like this, people would probably absolutely pay to go through it. You're going to take me to heaven now? It said exit. It had an exit sign and everything. They could be lying to me, but I don't think so. I think there's good, honest folk that made a place like this. That must be it. That must be the exit. That must be the exit. No. No, we don't need music. There's nothing happening. And we're exiting the water. There we go. What? What the fuck did I just see? What the hell was that? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, so there was no entities in this game. There was no entities in this game, so that's not real. I've just been in this space for too long. I'm hallucinating. Oh, yeah, I'm going to heaven. That's what's happening. I'm going to heaven. Huh. There wasn't a path for that one. I didn't see it. Ah. What a thrill. The silence and darkness in the night. What a thrill. I can't see big ladders without thinking of the Metal Gear Solid 3 ladder scene. Here we go. Yes. Yes. The friction burns so good. frog. And its eyes move. Oh my god, they actually brought me frogs. Dude, is this game listening to me? He's such a cute man. He's such a cute little guy. Man, I didn't even think about that. You go down a water slide like that, and as you get to the end, there's just a gaping maw waiting for you. Well, I like this place. Bros. How's it going? Who? 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 Is it you? Which one of you is making noise? That was adorable. It was adorable. You guys behave. No running along the pool, okay? Oh, look at them all. I'm absolutely using the colored water slide. You guys want to draw me on the slide? Could be a good time. We can have a race. This game's the greatest. This game's the greatest because it lets me actually use slides. It's like a big pet peeve of mine. If you give me a slide in a game, let me use the slide. I don't want to run down the slide. I don't want to crouch and walk down the slide pretending I'm sliding on it. I want to use the slide. All right. A little bit green in here for some reason. Oh, look at you get bigger. Are you a biggin? Dude, I bet you they're alive. They're just nervous. There's not even a question. Yee wee. No way. No way. I can't use this one. That's a damn shame. I want to go sliding into the abyss. Oh, there's a left and a right path. This one's not fun. What about this way? How's it going, lads? Have you? That one's a little darker. Yes, slide. I love this game. I love slide. I love slide. It's so good. We were talking about you earlier, Rick. Oh, hell yeah. Got another froggy boy in here. Oh, yeah, you happy? I want to use this slide, then I'll be happy. I can't. I love Lamp. Lamp is also good. Oh, this is just another way down into there. Let's go around this way. They're such cuties. They're such cuties. Oh. That's a different color. No worries, man. I hope work goes well. What is this? What is it? What are you counting? Man, I would hate to work here. It's just so depressing in this place. What am I looking at? Are those balls? We got a lot of stuff. Well, I'm going to go up first, obviously. There's like wiggly things in there. There's balls in there. We got our colorful bros down there. There's a swing set. Ah, we should have went down first. They got a swing set. Is the water deep enough to jump into from here? No, I'd definitely kill myself. Blip, 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 blip. What is that, wet floor signs? I mean, they're not wrong. Under construction. Don't be silly. Let me in. I never understood that. I'll never understand it in games. You could kick all those over. You could just push them all over. It would take no effort at all. But alas, we can't. It's against the rules. Someone bring a skateboard here. I want to see someone grind down this entire staircase. Be a Tony Hawk Pro Skater level. You'd have to do a jump here. There, you got a 2 times point multiplier now. You can keep going down the rail. Or at least they get to go hang out with the crew. I wonder if we can use the swings. This has really just become a playground simulator for me now. I can't push it over. What's you? What's you? Are you like another fun swing? I think that's exactly what it is. They won't let me, will they? No. What am I looking at right now? Oh, it's a water wheel, bro! Yes! It's it. Oh, look at them! They're saying goodbye. Goodbye, little guys. I'm giving them all an individual hug. I'm gonna pat that one on the back. See ya, brosifs. I wish you the best. I'll write. I promise. I'll write to you. No, I don't think I will. I'm not going in there. I will write to them. That is a 100%. I will write to them. See, I don't know how I feel about him. I don't know why. I'm sure he's a nice guy. He's given me no reason to doubt him. There's just something about his eyes. The way he looks at me. Actually, you know what? Now that I look at it, he really just looks scared. You can't close your mouth, can you? That's probably what it is. He's kind of in pain because he can't close his mouth. It's kind of like lockjaw. Is the back of his head an ass? No, I'm seeing what I want to see. I'm seeing what I want to see. That's not how it is. Oh.
Mr. Noel was the teacher in the school, giving a lesson one afternoon. Little
I like it here. It's not like over crazy. Bro, you see this pattern on the back wall? How bad do you want to roll a marble down it? Holy shit, that would make the back room so incredible. A place like this, if we had a bag of marbles that we could just toss around whenever we wanted. going on here? Ball pit and infinite slide. This is the greatest place in the world, minus the water. The water. Oh, it gets deeper. Oh, good. My socks were just starting to dry. Froggy. Well, 100% I want to go froggy route. Oh, look at that. Is it? It's got blue or purple leaves on it. Oh, that's pretty. No, it doesn't. What the hell is that? So we're in the garden realm now, huh? Did I die? I think I died because I can't see anything. Yep, I died. Don't kill me. Okay, right on. Right on. Do you think Froggy's gonna follow me? I wish. I'll see him in my dreams later, don't worry. Oh, it's so good. That, like, particular hit of a good coffee, man, that's on a next level. Some people can keep their heroin. I'll stick with my delicious coffee. Oh, I want to go this way. This way looks like it goes to the right. Looks like it goes further in. I want to go further in. I don't want to go back. What is that, a hole? It's a slide. I'm going in. Oh, this is sick, dude. This just looks like a lazy river. I love lazy rivers. Are they looking at me? Howdy. Howdy, I'm Michael Electric. Nice to meet you. Froggy. We meet again. I see you too, bro. I see you too. Don't you worry. Dude, an inner tube in this place would be so... I'd fall asleep in here for a good 12 hours. There's no drains on the ground. That floor's got to be slippery as hell. Hey, look. We're outside again. I love it. Yeah, that would have been a room. That would have been a room I could have gone to, but I like this room. I'm getting better vibes from this staircase. That is just that. Well, that leads down to more water. This is also water, but different. There's a light tunnel up here. There's just more light over there. Man, there's so many places you can go. The light room. This is just a room. There's nothing of value in here. It's just a nice, bright room. I think the scariest thing about all this would be the lack of food. I could definitely live in a place like this, but the lack of food's gonna be a problem. That's the one thing I just can't negotiate on. I'll drink pool water. I'll drink pool water all day. I'll get sick, but I'll drink it. There's no one dumping chlorine in these pools. Oh, bros, you guys came to see me off. Is the exit this way? Abigail, Jason, Susan, Kyle. I couldn't forget you, Kyle. Damien, Frederick, Benjamin, Tabitha, Scotty. Oh my God, it's so good to see you here, man. Welcome, Scotty. Megan. Of course. Of course. I remember. I'll see you guys later. Love you. Lots of kisses. Where am I going? Oh, really? I wish they could follow me. They are my bros. They are my bros. Got another mushroom room. Oh, I went in big circle. Well, in that case, I'm going to go down the other hallway because that looked very cinematic. Yeah, look at that. I hope these are offset from each other. Have a bunch of people going down water slides, colliding midair before falling into water. No, this sucks. Come out of the water slide. Smack into the lower water slide. Why is it so dark in here? Need some better fluorescent lights. It's not like they're low on fluorescent lights. The whole place is fluorescent lights. Need some better ones. This would be great, because you'd be safe in here, too. I didn't find any almond water. That would have been good. Oh, Froggy! Bro! Man, it's dark in this part of the room. I'm coming, bro. I'm coming. Just you wait. Just you wait. He likes face rubs. He likes his face rubs. Don't you, boy. Don't you, boy. There he goes. See? Rub his face. He looks at you. He's happy. Oh, my God. Look at these amazing froggies and lily pads. You can push them. I'm going to bring this to the ladder. I'm going to wedge it between me and the ladder and see if I can get it out of the pool and bring it with me. Come on. Oh, I was so close. Yes! 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 Okay, so we gotta go this way. We've got a companion. Okay, we gotta get up that other ladder. Come on. Let's do this. All right. Don't worry, bro. I'll help you up. Okay, you ready? No! It's okay. I know it's where he belongs, but I want to try one more time. Come on, man. We got this. Yes? Yes? No. There's something wrong with my brain. There's something wrong with my brain that this is important. Damn. Now comes the next hardest choice in my life. Ugh, what color? I want purple. Oh, this would be so much fun. I'm going Mach speed now. Woohoo! Well, this is pretty chill. God, I can smell this room. I can smell this room in real life. I don't know how many of you guys out there have ever gone on Amazon and bought about 2,000 plastic ball pit balls, but let me tell you, they reek. the idea of having them is a lot better than actually getting them. This is kind of a nice, fun place. We got crayons. Is that a race car? Can I push it? Man, this game just keeps getting worse. First, they won't let me keep the lily pad. Now they give me toy cars that don't work. Whoa, bro, I'm gonna lose it. What is this? What is this? Oh, it's not the way my brain's supposed to work. Oh, a door, like a real door. Hello? I don't like that room. I don't like those rooms. Yes! Slide! I'm totally hitting my forehead off this. Whee! Megan! Kyle! Sup? Oh man, this is so good. I know. They don't believe that I'm gonna write to them, but I will. I told them I would, and I will. Ooh, there's like a little ramp here. Man, I used to love going to places like this when I was a kid. Down we'll go again. Into the slide realm. Where we're gonna end up this time. Man, you really come out of those slides with speed. Oh, they got the... I thought those were the net walls. I got all excited for net walls, and it wasn't net walls. Chain link fence. Boring. I got some reflections in this game. I don't think a lot of the reflections make sense, but they look okay. My frame rate dropped in this room for some reason. What the hell? It'd be wild if there was a part in this game where you saw yourself. Like running through a part of it. Kind of like in Portal when you can see yourself through a portal. There's music. And it sounds fun. Man, this place is overload for the eyes. Let's see, which one do I want to take? What do I want to take? I think I want to take this one. I want to take this one. The game's freaking out. It's okay. The game freaked out just for a second. This is a fun part of the back rooms, dude. I want to go to Liminal Land. Where am I going to end up? Where am I going to... This slide's crazy. Where's it taking me? It just threw me into a chain link fence. Oh, the frame rate here sucks. The frame rate here is not good. Ugh. Oh, it's gross, dude. That's a little bit better. Oh no, they got me in the chain realm. I could totally slide through there. Can't climb. I think I launched balls through the chain link fence. I never understood why, like, I feel like they had to add entities to the back rooms to make the back rooms scary, because the back rooms on their own aren't scary. Do you know how relaxing it is to be in this place? No people, wide open spaces. Okay, well now it's worse. We didn't need that. Which way did I come from? Did I come up from here? I can't remember anymore. Oh, there's another ramp here. That's the same place I just came from. All right, so I'm going to go down here. And it looks like I want to try and get over there to go up there. And to get over there, I want to go... Maybe I'll just go this way. I think I'm back right where I started from. I'm gonna go there. Can I walk on this? I slipped off. Yeah, it looks like there may potentially be... Oh, there's an exit, like, right there. How would I get there? I can get there through here. Maybe that's where I came from. No. See, I was in the right area. We want to go up. This place is sick, dude. I want to go this way. I go through here and around the bend. And then you're out. No, that's where I came from. The red slides. I'm going back into the slide then. Life made more sense in the slide. Slides are the perfect metaphor for life, dude. Everybody gets on, it's all a race to the end, all a race to the bottom. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's scary. Slides are perfectly symbolic of everyday life. Sometimes it's got twists and bends. Sometimes you don't even know where you're going to end up. But we all end up at the same place eventually. Getting philosophical because I'm spending too much time in the slide realm and this music is melting my brain. So if that's not the way out, and up there's not the way out, it's got to be down here. It's got to be. And we can go up here. Aha. Oh, my eyes. Oh, no, the flower guy, he don't look so good anymore. Is he okay? He looks depressed. How can you be depressed in a place like this? You live in a fun house. Froggy on the wall looks content. He's a good boy. Who's a good boy? Oh, dead end. Oh. Well, you could have told me that, bro. There's so many ball pit balls, man. The smell in this room would be overwhelming. I don't know if the smell of ball pit balls goes away after a while. I can tell you it certainly stays in an apartment for a really long time. The architect was drunk that day. This is going to bring me to the little balcony that we saw in the funhouse. What am I even looking at? What is that wall? Oh, it's you guys again. Mind if I take a seat? You guys still waiting for that phone call? Yeah. It be like that sometimes. All right, well, you guys behave, okay? No prank calling people. Oh, this must be the little balcony that looks over the funhouse. It is. Well, there you have it. I was curious about the balcony. I got to see it. Rosephs, as you do. I'm the cheese room. I got sponge walls in there. Do you think there's a place to go down in the ball pit? It's such a weird wall. Oh, you can see the little path I make through the balls. That's so cool. My computer is running really hard with this game for some reason. Yes. This room's less fun. This room's less fun, but slide though. Oh, come on. What? What are you talking about? No, I don't want to be back down here. I will Alt F4 this game right now. If I'm really back in Chapter 1. All because I wanted to play in the ball pit. No, this doesn't look like Chapter 1. This is ever so slightly different. I don't know where the hell I am anymore. But this isn't anywhere near as fun as the slide world and the ball pits. The pools are well lit, though. That's always good. Okay. My bad. I forgot I can't swim. Yeah, this isn't spooky. This is relaxing. Except the water parts. They're not as relaxing. Only because I can't swim. Wow, that's a big room, dude. Oh, man, imagine playing tag in here. Look at the reflections of the water. Wait a minute. How does that work? That's some real business right there. big ladder. We're definitely climbing that. There's something on the ground over here? Nope, just random little lights. They're not gonna let me go on the ladder. Man, we could toss the old pigskin around in here. I'm gonna invite my whole community to Liminal Land. We're gonna have a big game of tag. I'm going over in here. I think I see a slide. I mean, there's a red room. I mean, it does look like I'm supposed to go to the red room. Oh, big face man. How's it going, bro? I saw your friends. Yep. Fair enough. Huh. You can't even die in this place. Is that the heads? Is that the heads again? Oh, I can't even... Maybe I can... Yeah, there is a path here. Hello? Yeah, that was weird. They keep teasing me with something. They keep teasing me with something being here. And I mean, to be fair, we did see something. So there is something here. But I don't think it's going to bother us. What am I looking at right now? Wow, is that a statue? Whoa, that is so cool. Imagine the person who made that blanket. Now that is cool. Can I get a little peek under the sheet? Nope, they won't even let me near it. I want to light it on fire. Is that wrong? I want to see what's under the sheet. We got to get up over there, so the obvious answer is to just walk there. Hello. There we go. Oh, it's the red room. It's the red room I saw before. I'm glad we took the long way. The long way was more entertaining. This room sucks. This is a stupid room. It would have been better if they also put the ball pit balls in here. Just floating on the surface. There we go. This is a weird game to start the stream with, but I'm not totally opposed to it. Don't know what the hell that was. That was a graphical hiccup. Is that a person? That's probably another mannequin. Or it might just be a podium. What am I looking at right now? It's very blurry. Well, we're in it now. I have to walk in a straight line through this hellhole. It's high tier content. Dear God. This walk. Why does it exist? Come on. I can't crouch either. Kind of like foreboding, right? Or is there water pouring in over there? Is that just reflections? I don't know. The lighting does some weird stuff in this game. Turn on the AC a little bit. This computer is starting to cook me. I'm almost there. About time. Damn. Alrighty, we can move at normal speed again. This is an interesting game. I don't know if I like it or not. Just because it's very visually interesting. There's not a lot going on. See, like, this is visually cool. But it also means I'm going to be walking down 3,000 sets of stairs. There's a door over there. I can just get to that staircase over there. Huh. Staircase over there. I can go this way, and then I can go hook. I can't make that jump, but I can do this. Then we go this way. Up, 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 up. Go back down over here. No, see, that doesn't help. I gotta go over this way and up. Do I go that way? I go that way. That way looks like the way to go for sure. I don't know if there's a stairwell that goes over that way. There is. Like, the developer discovered the stair tool and was like, I'm gonna make a room just full of stairs. There's gonna be so many goddamn stairs. The player's not gonna believe it. Oh, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. They go all the way to the roof. Oh, this is rad. What am I looking at? Giant hand? Definitely looks like a giant hand. Oh no, he's got his hand stuck in the hole. You want me to go that way? Alright. Thank you. Oh, I see. You want me to go up big stairs. Thank you. I'm finally ascending to heaven. It's all been leading up to this. God damn, my dogs are barking, dude. My feet are so sore. I got my steps in today, though. Yeah, the back rooms would be a great place to work out. You can do some laps in the pool. Then you can come to the stair realm and get all your steps in. Dude, imagine bringing a slinky here. You could hit some world record slinks in this place. Oh yeah? Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. Oh, I actually hit the ground this time, huh? Oh, my legs. What? Hello? What am I looking at right now? What am I looking at? A weird pipe. I don't like this. This place isn't as fun. This place isn't as fun. Oh, yeah. I can't get back up. Oh, then I guess we're going in. Well, I'm kind of screwed now because I can't get back up. Come on. Come on. Dude, there's no way I'm going through this whole game again just to get to the ending. Come on, dude. This isn't fair. Ugh. This sucks. Come on, you just need a little bit of traction. Maybe I can choose this chapter. Maybe I can choose this chapter. I'm gonna be really bummed if I soft lock the game. Oh, that is the final chapter. Oh, this sucks. Can I make this better in any regard? Can I do anything to improve my situation here? Anything at all to get back to that space? I don't think so. I think we're just screwed. Oh, that sucks. Yes. Yes. Forgot about that. Ugh. There we go. We found it. We're gonna be back to where we were in no time. No time at all. Oh, yes. The long red hallway. And then this way. And then we should hit the stair realm soon. We gotta go this way. That should take us to the big long walk. Big long walk's not gonna be so long now. Then we enter the stair realm. Stair realm was this way, and then this way, and then this way, and up here, and down here. Uh-oh, now I really done did it. Now I really done did it. I think the devs recognize that people can get stuck in this particular room and soft lock their game. We're going Down here. Then up over here. Then over here. Then around here. And then the fingies point me to the stairs. Up we go. That room was red, so here's what I'm thinking. Either the game ends... Either the game ends with us finding an exit, or it ends with us getting eaten by something. I can't see this game letting me out of here. I'm gonna go with the... I throw myself down into a pit, and then we see like a newspaper article about the guy who they found in like Winnebago with like fractures to all of his bones. What does that sound? Not for me, that room. I'm gonna follow the angry noises. I'm gonna follow them. The blood tunnels. A staple of liminal land. I don't think they're okay. But I mean, if you're stuck in this floor for any extended amount of time, you're probably not going to be too thrilled that, oh, it's one of the people. One of the mannequin folk. Oh. What are you doing? Did they call yet? Water slide into the brain, huh? Yeah, man, it be like that sometimes. Hello. See, this would have been a perfect opportunity to look across and see yourself standing there. Really go the full mindfuck route and be like, whoa, what is this place? I don't think they're gonna let me out of here, boss. You gonna follow me too? Yo, how's it going? Ugh, I don't think you're supposed to bend that way. I don't think... That didn't look right. That looked off. What the hell was that? Was that floating balls? I was gonna keep going. I'm gonna follow them. Whoa, look at this place. This place is nuts. I don't know why they went with the red district look, though. Yeah, this is the only place I wouldn't want to be, just because the red lights are a bit much. I can't have fun here. Water too, huh? Yeah, this looks like I'm about to get swallowed by a snake or something. Well, if that's the way my life is to end, so be it. I'm ready. I've experienced the back rooms, and I'm ready. Take me. Oh, it's the heart of the back rooms. I've read the stories. First time seeing it in person. That's pretty neat. Oh? Okay. Okay. Okay.